Hey guys, how's it going? As you guys can see, this is the advanced warfare game that's probably blowing up your sub boxes because everybody's uploading videos on it and giving their impressions. So I figured I'd throw my 2 cents in. Nothing really special. I just felt like doing something a little bit different and putting out a commentary for once. I'm gonna try to start doing these a little bit more. So I figured I'd give my thoughts about the game. I know I've got like 6 hours played into it. I mean, I'm no Call of Duty person by any means, but I've played all of them, so I figured I'd throw my 2 cents in. And also I'm going to talk about some channel updates, some video updates. And if you guys been following my stuff for, let's say, the past, month and a half, you guys probably already know, but, this is for, the new people who don't necessarily know, and plus it'll give you guys, if you don't follow my other stuff, a little bit more of, what I'm trying to do and, other things I'm doing besides just the Let's Play videos and the gameplays and things like that. So, alright, Advanced Warfare. For the most part, I didn't really have any kind of expectations with this game. Ghost for me was a bore fest. It was slow, it was boring. The maps are way too big, and it just had a slow pace to it. Nothing about the game intrigued me. Even the campaign. I mean, I'm kind of like the minority of the people who play COD, but I play the campaign first, then jump into multiplayer. That's kind of like what I do. I don't jump into the multiplayer first, because to me, multiplayer is nothing. I've been playing multiplayer games since there were multiplayer games. So it's not like that's not a big draw for me in Call of Duty. But I didn't even play through the campaign of Ghost. It kind of bored me halfway in, and So when it came to this one, they were changing it up with the exosuits. That's nothing new in a game. It just gave them a way to add a boost mechanic that's been in tons of games for the past 15 years. But it was like a first for Call of Duty, so I was like, that had me interested. I didn't know how they were gonna do it. I thought they were gonna fuck it up. And after getting my hands on it, it seems, what's the best way to actually describe it here? It seems clunky. I mean, it's not perfectly scripted animation by any means, but it feels clunky, but it's good. The gameplay feels solid. It feels like a solid foundation for a Call of Duty game. And I'm going to get into my plus and minuses later on down the line, but as far as right now, it feels kind of unique and different from, what you would expect out of a COD game. So that's going to, I guess, break the mold. I mean, if they patch all the initial problems it has, I can see this game developing a new audience. It's gonna turn a hell of a lot of people off, I'll say that. If you're an old school kind of sort of Call of Duty person that wants that old school COD feel, this is not the game for you. I'm gonna tell you that right now. This game feels a hell of a lot more like Crysis, if anything. It's like take Crysis movement and mechanics with Call of Duty hitboxes, character models, and hit registration. That's what it feels like. So it's like Crysis's, movement with COD mechanics, if that makes sense. And it seems like they tried to insert a lot of new ideas and a lot of new things that you wouldn't necessarily get in the older COD games. They tried to change up everything, the way the character models look, the lobby screens, the kill streaks, not necessarily the kill streaks in general, but let's say how you upgrade them, which I see a lot of YouTubers don't, either they don't know how to do or just they don't know about it, but you can upgrade the kill streaks now. Whereas, let's say, like if you have a UAV, instead of just calling in that UAV, you can call in that UAV or upgrade it so it'll give you the arrows like the Blackbird and Black Ops 1, and you can either, you could put 3 different upgrades on any one of your kill streaks at any given time. To make it even, let's say if you want to make it a support streak where it lasts through your death. I know that's how I have mine set in the video here. I'm running the remote turret, the UAV, and I think the system hack. That's right, the system hack. And basically, I have them all set up, besides the system hack, but the UAV and the remote turret, I have them both set up on support. So no matter if I die, which is a hell of a lot often in this game, because it seems like they made everything more faster paced, so it's a hell of a lot harder. Not necessarily for me to hit targets, but it's hard to stay alive. You can't play this game like you play an older COD game. So everybody's learning the game for the first time, and you got tons of people camping and all that stuff because the game is brand new. And but it's damn sure interesting. I will say that it is fun as hell to play. Hell, even this gameplay here, I got this a few hours ago. It's nothing really special. I didn't really do anything besides sit on the B flag and try to defend it as much as I can. But the game it's fun, it's fast paced. Now, the only difference that you might not like, depending on, your playstyles. For me, my playstyle is pretty much medium, long range, assault rifles, silenced and stealth. That's like my thing. If you guys been watching my videos, you can check back to any one of my Call of Duty games. Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, COD 4, Black Ops, Black Ops 2, Ghosts. I always run the same shit. It's always going to be an assault rifle with a silencer, some kind of a red dot or an ACOG, and all stealth for the most part. That's kind of like what I do. And this game seems to play more towards assault rifles than, let's say, some machine guns and snipers, which I didn't really like about Black Ops 2, because they didn't really balance a hell of a lot in Black Ops 2 when it came to like the snipers and things like that. Like snipers in this game, quick scoping is still there. It's a hell of a lot harder, and nobody's gonna be getting like quad feeds and 5-man feeds and none of that shit. That's not gonna happen in this game. So that's why I like this game a hell of a lot better, because it doesn't seem as cheap when I die from a sniper and he's within some machine gun range. That makes no sense to me. But this game is more assault rifle heavy. So if you're a fan of submachine guns, snipers, shotguns, and all that, they're probably gonna have to put out a few patches to kind of buff the guns up a little bit. Excuse me. And only because a lot of the other guns besides assault rifles don't seem viable. You can still use them given a situation, but it's one of those things where it's like, okay, well, why use this when I can use this? And the assault rifles in the game are dominant. They are strong, like really, really strong. So I know that's going to turn a lot of people off if they don't use assault rifles. The game is buggy as all hell right now. This is it's kind of within the first week. The lag is the lag is real, for everybody. Rubber banding, dying around corners, bullet registration. Hell, even simple COD mechanics that you expect in every game to be a certain way are different in this one. I don't know why. Like, for instance, when you're running in the same path as somebody else in the older COD games, you will kind of bump each other a little bit here and there. In this game, that seems a hell of a lot more. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know why. But it seems like whenever somebody's running in your footsteps, you bump and jar like you got hit by a car like 5 or 6 times. Whereas in the other CODs, it may have been like 1 or 2. I'm hoping they fix that, because that just bugs the hell out of me. The kill streaks aren't dominant and by any means. By the game being more difficult, they're harder to get. The points are a little bit high up on it, and they don't have anything that's really, really overpowered. Like, there's no Reaper, there's no AC-130, there's none of those high-end kill streaks. So they wanted to keep it gun on gun, which for me, I like that, because that's like I think on all my class setups now, I only have the sentry turret. I just put it down, let the AI kill people with the turret while I run around, keep getting kills. I'm not a kill streak person. But, that's not what get me off when I play Call of Duty game like some people. I know I got a friend who, like, that's all he lived for was the AC-130. Like, if they took the AC-130 out the game, he ain't play it. That's just what kind of person he was. But the game is, it's fun as hell. People are playing like douchebags, but it's COD, so the community's gonna rape integrity all over it. So you got to expect that. I'm playing the 360 version, so the graphics are muddy, watered down textures. You know, pop in is all over the place when it comes to the draw distance, and well, not the draw distance, but the you know how like when the game is loading up, the textures don't fully pop in. You got tons of that. I played probably about 40% through the campaign. I'm liking it so far. It's nothing groundbreaking. It seems really good. I'm hoping. I mean, you know, I'm hoping it gets better. Like I said, I only played 40% through it, but it just seems like it's going to be one of those things where it's like you're going to be able to guess what's going on well before you know you see it. So, what else can I talk about here? The music is kind of lackluster. The announcer, I was a fan of the Black Ops 2 announcer. Kind of like, when I mean the announcer, I mean like the guy who says, you know, I remember in Black Ops, one of the lines was like, every time you start a match, he would be like, you know, kill all hostiles, we were never here. You know, that guy. He seems lackluster in this. I mean, it's like a typical COD game, if that makes sense. It seems like the only worthwhile announcers that they had was like Modern Warfare 2, World at War, maybe Black Ops 1. Every game after that has been okay, you know. The sound effects I don't really like. Every gun sounds like a muted cap gun. You know, it's, you know, even without a silencer, they don't sound like a fully automatic rifle. I wish they would add, you know, let's say Battlefield-like sound effects when guns don't have silencers. And when they do have silencers, make them sound muted like they do now. I wish they would do that, but for some reason it's like, you know, they don't ever do it in COD, so I don't know why. Maybe they can't do it because of, you know, limitations with the game and the game engine. But my first initial impressions after playing it for 6 hours, the game, it's fun. If you want a different COD experience because you're tired of the older ones, play this. Pick this up. Maybe rent it, play it, see how you like it. See if it fits how you play. If you don't, if you were a fan of the older ones and expecting this one to break the mold, or let's say to bring COD back to its glory days, that's not going to happen. It seems to me that Sledgehammer is there, that they were in the same place Bungie was with Halo Reach, where it's either you make a brand new game or you just go back to, you know, what you're comfortable with doing, and then you're going to have the community always saying you always make the same game. With this game, it seems like they threw everything in the kitchen sink to make the game different. So, this game doesn't feel like any other COD that came before. And it's probably going to change the franchise depending on how good it is. Because if it's good, if it sells a lot, I don't think it's going to sell like, you know, Black Ops 1 or Modern Warfare 2 numbers. But I hope they carry over the movement. I don't see how, because it depends on how they do it, because that's the one thing that pisses me off about Call of Duty is changes that make the game better don't go game to game like they should in a franchise. Like the exosuits, even though the movement might be better in this, that might not carry over to what Ghosts 2 and Black Ops 3 if they decide to do it. So that's what I mean about the changes don't carry over. And if they don't carry over, let's say the movement, the exosuits make the game fun as hell. So if you go back to, let's say, Ghosts 2, where they don't have that, that's going to be some bullshit. And that's going to turn a lot of people off, because this game is so different. It's fun and interesting. I've watched tons of YouTube videos where they talking about the game, and everybody's always saying the same thing. Either you like or dislike a few things about it, but everybody's saying it's fun and fast-paced. So if they go back to slow-ass Ghosts next year, or what, excuse me, or whatever Treyarch's game is, that might not work, because I mean it's going to be slow again. So I hope the exosuits carry over. Hell, they should just make all three studios work on one game franchise, or maybe have, let's say, each game that comes out have a 2 different game modes, kind of like how this game or you know, this game has the exosuit, you know, playlist, and then you have the one that where it's like normal COD. Maybe have all the newer games like that, where the regular game mode is without it. That way it fits the storyline and everything. But hell, I mean, make a playlist that has the exo movement and everything. Even if you don't change the maps all that well. I think it would just make the games or even follow-up games even more fun. And even the maps are pretty good too. I will say this: learning the maps in this one is hard because they're built differently with the exosuits in mind, and they play different. Initially, when you jump into it, the game is kind of, I'm not going to say overwhelming, but it's going to be overwhelming to someone who, let's say, isn't a hardcore gamer. And I know I'm throwing that term out there, but what I mean is, when I say hardcore gamer, I don't hold myself up on a pedestal or anything, but when I mean that is, a hardcore gamer plays a lot of games, and they are an experienced, seasoned gamer when it comes to games. So by doing that, you have experience and you can adapt to different scenarios within newer games faster than, let's say, casual players who only play one game, or who this is their first Call of Duty. That's what I mean by when I say hardcore gamers. Hardcore gamers will find the learning curve and the skill gap in this game, which is steep, easier to manage, easier to learn, easier to get into than casual gamers. Casual gamers are going to have a harder time getting their foot in the door with this game. But once they do, I think they're going to have a really good time because it's fun. However, that skill gap is going to still be there, and that might turn a lot of people off. A lot of people liked Black Ops 2. A lot of people liked just running around getting kills, having the game be on easy mode, and having every weapon kill in like 1 or 2 hits, having snipers being ridiculously overpowered where everybody could quick scope with them. This game doesn't have a lot of the normal Call of Duty bullshit that a lot of games have from game to game to game. From what I understand, there are no tac inserts in the game, so snipers aren't going to be able to throw that little flare down and just create a spawn point wherever they want. Not in the game. I tried using a couple sniper rifles. I'm a sniper at heart, but I'm like a typical sniper. I'm not a quickscope or anything like that. And the snipers are harder to use. The scope in time seems a bit slower, and with everybody jumping around with the boost jumps and strafing and all of that, targets are harder to hit. Nobody runs together in the game no more. The maps no longer have 3 lanes where you can go, let me go this way, let me go this way, or let me go down the middle of where that B flag is. That's not how this game works. You might have a road to your left, a building to your right, and then a rooftop in the middle where somebody could jump over. So everywhere you look at in the game where you have a line of sight, there's at least 3, maybe 4 other areas where somebody can jump and kill you. So sniping in this game, if you're a sniper, you're probably gonna hate this game. But I would say give it a shot first. A lot of people are gonna have to adjust their play style and adjust how they play the game. Because if they don't, they're just gonna get their ass handed to them, and it's a lot of people are gonna probably be turned off by that, and like I said, getting that first foot in the door is gonna be hard. But once you do that and can get adjusted to this game, I think everybody can make it work. Well, maybe not snipers, but every other person, like submachine guns. Once the game gets, let's say, a month and a half, 2 months in, to where they add they add in a few patches to buff some of the submachine guns. The assault rifles, I don't think they're overpowered by any means. I know a lot of people are always talking about the BAL and the AK-12. So me personally, I don't think nothing's overpowered as far as the assault rifles. The BAL just has a faster fire rate, so it kills you a little bit quicker. That's the only difference between that. And the AK-12, that's like the AK of the game, so it does more damage. So I don't think that's overpowered by any means. I know me personally, my favorite one is the what's it called, the IMR, the one that's like a 3D printer where it prints bullets every time you reload. Love the hell out of that gun. That's a 4-round burst. Loving the hell out of that. I just recently got it probably about let's say 4 or 5 ranks ago, and I've been using it nonstop. That's like my go-to gun. I don't use anything else. Alright guys, for this part of the video here, I'm going to talk about a podcast that I was recently invited on, and well, I say recently, but it's been probably about 2 months, but it's called the Press Start Hub podcast, where me, the co-host Jolly, and a few other people We talk about various gaming-related topics and also tech-related topics and things like that. But we don't specifically talk about those things all the time. But we talk about tons of different other interesting things. And I remember even one podcast we talked about the Oculus Rift and different types of pornography that's going to be displayed on it and things like that. So what I'm going to do in this video here is I'm going to put links down there in this, down in the description box down below, and also on the video, annotations and all that good stuff. That way you guys can check out the podcast and everything. And also check out Jolly's other channel. I know he does Assassin's Creed videos, and I know he probably plans to do Unity once that comes out next week. But check out his podcast, check out the video, and like his video and sub if you like the content, and if you want to see more of it. So here's the link here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I said it. Now thanks to Tenga, my dream has become a reality. And Oculus Rift, I can now make love to Princess Jasmine.
Whole new world.
So Tenga is like this amazing ass company. I've done my research. It's created lots and lots of interactive peripherals for adults such as myself.
Wait. I can see Tenga right now looking at this podcast and contacting you for like advertisement, and like you're going to be the next spokesperson for this sex toy.
No, that will tank their sales.
Yeah, because then they're going to be like, the peripherals are too big and it doesn't fit the average consumer. But anyways.
Hashtag humble brag.
Oh, shit. Hashtag big slab of meat.
Yeah, weren't you complaining that it looked weird?
Oh, man.
So they have lots of things ranging from lubricants to the deep throat cup and the egg beater beat egg.
Okay, wait a minute. First off, this isn't really about the actual sex toy. It's about Oculus Rift and that company Tenga using the sex toy with the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, the peripherals.
Please do not advertise for a fucking sex toy in this podcast. Please, we're not doing that.
Okay.
With that.
This motherfucker gonna leave links in the description for Amazon and where to go get it and how to use this shit. He's gonna make fucking YouTube videos,
personal reviews,
Twitch.
Unboxing videos.
Y'all see this Tenga right here? This is how you use it.
The black cherry.
The lubricant is also edible.
Oh wait, that's me.